Hello, you spicy bean. If you guys are new, my name is Harriet. This is my first ever TBR video. I'm so excited. I am addicted to watching these. And what better way to start it off than with a TBR jar? Here in Melbourne, it's the middle of winter, so I'm hoping for a lot of like fantasy, mystery, kind of things that you just want to like rug up on the couch and read. Not a lot of romance this month, I'm hoping, because in June, all I read was romance when I was overseas in Europe. So hoping for that. These prompts were from Pinterest and ChatGPT. Let's just get into it and pick the first prompt. I think I'm gonna pick 8 books. I'm not sure if I'll read them all, but a girl can dream. So prompt number 1 is, let's go for this one. Okay, this is prompt number 1. You guys can read it first. Book published this year. Oh, that's fun. Okay. I know that Wild Love was published this year, but I don't really want to read a romance. I will read it if I have to. I'm curious about this one because this book I think is new. Yes, published 2024. Okay, this is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This is an option and a really fun option. I'm gonna have a quick look at other books. This book was published in ebook format in 2023 and paperback in 2024, but I don't think that counts. That was The Lost Bookshop. I really want to read that one. 2019, 2021. Oh my gosh, I think literally my only 2 options are Wild Love and When the Moon Hatched. So I'm gonna definitely go for When the Moon Hatched. This book is about an assassin for the rebellion called Rave, I think, R-A-E-V-E. I don't know, fantasy names, humiliating to pronounce out loud. She gets captured and then there's a dragon rider called Khan and they end up meeting and go on a quest. Basically, I don't know, that's just like a summary of what I read on the back, but this is my first book. I'm actually so excited. I've seen really great things about this book and I love a fantasy, especially in the winter. Okay, let's pick our second book. Oh my god, they're all like attached to each other. It's so funny. I want this one. Okay, you guys can read it first. I hope it's good. Book you think you'll hate. Fuck me. All right. I don't think I'm gonna hate it. I know I'm gonna hate it. And that is Wildfire. Oh my god, I like don't want to read this. I just have so much beef with Hannah Grace. Some people love this book though, so I definitely need to give it a chance. But if you guys don't know anything about Hannah Grace, she wrote Icebreaker, which is like one of the most viral romance books of all time. And I actually hate that book. It's like visceral. I physically feel it when I think about that book. For me, I didn't like the writing, I didn't like the story, I didn't like that there was no tension, like I just didn't like anything about it. And if you like it, that's absolutely fine. Books are so subjective, which is what I love about reading. So I know that this author and this series, I think it's a series, is like so popular and I love that for everybody. It's just not for me, but let's tentatively add Wildfire to my July TBR. This is a romance, which I said I didn't want, but like if this is the only romance, it might actually be nice to have a little icebreaker. Yeah, I did. I went there. This is about Russ and Aurora. They meet at a college party, have a one-night stand, and then Aurora is going to like a summer camp, I believe, as a camp counselor, and she ends up running into Russ and they have to spend the summer together. So it's like summery setting. Apparently it's fun. So I need to just like be open-minded. We'll see how we go. I'll definitely film a reading vlog of me reading that. All right, book number 3. Let's go. I want to like dig down to the bottom. Let's go with this one. Okay, this is the next prompt. Book with a map. Yay, because that means it's gonna be a fantasy. The question is like, do I have many? Okay, well, I feel like Deadly Education will have a map, right? Oh my gosh. Deadly Education, I want to read, but it doesn't have a map. That is very surprising. Okay, maybe Powerless. Okay, Powerless has a map, so this is an option. This is by Lauren Roberts. I feel like there's no way that you won't have heard of this book. It's a YA fantasy. Prison Healer, I'm guessing as well, will have a map because this is another fantasy, another YA fantasy. It sure does. This is by Lynette Noni. I actually read one of her books in May. It was called Whisper, and I really liked her writing. I did only give it a 3-star, but I have wanted to read this. But like with both of these books, I've heard that they're kind of hit or miss. I think I'm gonna go for the Prison Healer. I just feel like a little bit more drawn to this book and I think it's gonna be like a bigger hit for me than Powerless. I do want to give Powerless a go. Let me know your thoughts on this book. But Prison Healer is about a prison healer. The back of the book is so unbelievably vague. Like, I literally have no idea what it's about based on the back of the book, but I've heard people say it's about a prison healer called Kiva. I don't know anything else other than that. So kind of excited to go into this blind. So this is my third book on my July TBR. So excited for the amount of fantasies that are on this TBR so far. All right, let's pick our fourth prompt. Let's go for this one. This is the prompt. Next book in a series. Oh my gosh, okay. I don't actually have that many. I think I only have 2 options, one of which is Golden Sun, which is the second book in the Red Rising series. As you can see, I've already started this, but kind of got the ick with it. Nothing about this author or this book. I think I just wasn't in the mindset for it. And then the other one is the sequel to Beartown. This is Us Against You. I believe this is the second book in the series. I read Beartown in May and absolutely loved it so much. So I kind of don't know which one I want to go for. This one is very wintry. So maybe I'll go for this one. Having a more of a literary fiction book on my TBR might be nice. So I'm gonna pick Us Against You by Frederick Buckman. If you guys don't know what the Beartown series is about, the first book is incredible. I actually read it in a reading vlog, which I will link up here for you guys. But basically it's about this ice hockey team. This town called Beartown is based on this ice hockey team. Like, they are absolutely obsessed with ice hockey, and this violent act or a brutal act gets committed between someone in the ice hockey team, and you basically explore the aftermath of that brutal act and like what does the town do about it, and it's incredible. I don't know what the second book is really about. I think it's about the other town nearby called Head and Beartown and their rivals. Okay, 5th book, 5th prompt. Here we go. It's hard. I don't know whether they're gonna open upside down or not. Can you guys read that? I think that's upside down. It is. Random color generator. Okay, that's so fun. Let me pull one up on my phone. Okay, here we go. Okay, it looks like we have Deep Purple, which annoyingly, I just picked this book, but it looks like the only option is this book, which is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. Powerless like has Deep Purple on it, but I don't think you could argue that that's Deep Purple. What about this one? No, that's navy blue. That is navy blue. So we're gonna go with Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I'm actually very excited for this, and it's nice and short too. It's only 250 pages. This, I believe, is a fantasy novel that's based on Greek mythology, and I'll read you the back. It says, Piranesi lives in the house. Perhaps he always has. Then messages begin to appear, scratched out in chalk on the pavements. There is someone new in the house, but who are they and what do they want? Lost texts must be found. Secrets must be uncovered. The world that Piranesi thought he knew is becoming strange and dangerous. The beauty of the house is immeasurable, its kindness infinite. I feel like my TBR is so diverse so far. Like, we have a romance, we have 2 fantasies, we have a literary fiction, and then we have a fantasy literary historical fiction. Okay, this is prompt number 6. It says pretty cover. Ooh, fun. Okay, I think a lot of these are really pretty. I really like this, the Paper Palace. That is just stunning. Love the color palette, so this is an option for sure. I think all of these are pretty. That's the problem. I have to be very picky. I also remember really loving this cover. I feel like this is so cute. Under the Whispering Door. I also really like this cover. It's honestly kind of similar-ish to this one, but this is The Lost Bookshop. I feel like these 3, I mean, there are so many beautiful covers on my shelf, but I feel like these 3 are my 3 favorites. Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune says, welcome to Charon's Crossing. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. When a reaper collects Wallace from what she claims is his funeral, he's outraged. But Hugo, owner of a peculiar tea shop, promises to help him cross over, and Wallace reluctantly accepts the truth. Yet even in death, he refuses to abandon his life, despite spending all of it working. And as Wallace grows closer to Hugo and shares jokes with his resident ghost, he wonders if he's missed something. So when he's given 1 week to pass to the other side, Wallace sets about creating a lifetime in just 7 days. Oh, that sounds so cute. I think I'm gonna go for this one. I just feel like it's cozy, it's wintry, and it sounds really beautiful. I also love that he sounds semi-grumpy. I'm excited to read this. Let's add this to the TBR. Okay, let's pick our second last book. I'm gonna pick this one. Okay, it says book closest to 300 pages. Love that. It's kind of hard to judge, but I also don't want to spoil the ending. That one is 384. This one looks like it might be pretty close. Peasants Nest by Louise Milligan is 311 pages, which I think is going to be really close, but let's see what else we have. This one's 313, so that one has to go back. This one is 238, 272, so that's too short. I think Peasants Nest is going to be the next book, and I'm actually so excited about this because it's a thriller, or a crime, I guess, which I don't have any on my TBR, and it's so wintry to me to like read a super fast-paced thriller crime. This, I went to a writer's talk here in Melbourne with this author. She was like on a panel. She's Australian, obviously, and she's actually an investigative reporter. This book centers around Kate Delaney. She is an investigative reporter, so it's obviously based on her or using her own experiences. She finds herself brutalized, bound, and gagged in the back of the car and is obviously a missing person. The boyfriend reports her missing, and then we go through the police investigation. I obviously haven't read it, but that's kind of the vibe of this book. It sounds really interesting, and I love that it's like 300 or so pages because I feel like I'll be able to fly through this. Final book. This is so much fun. You guys have to try this at home. I'm gonna pick one down here. I really want this specific one. I can't read what it says. It was nice and close to the bottom. Okay, here we go. Final prompt. Is it a good one? Random letter generator. Oh, the best way to end this. I accidentally typed in ransom, ransom letter generator, and it's like come up with a ransom note generator. That's so funny. I love a wheel. Okay, here we go. I hope it's not X or something really niche. Okay, what is that? G. Do I have anything starting with G? Golden Sun. Oh, I don't know if I want to read that. Oh my gosh, it might be our only option. Lock Every Door, Dictionary of Lost Words, Daisy Jones, Paper Palace. Oh my god, it is, isn't it? Okay, do you know what? This is probably a good thing because A, I have already read like 100 pages or something. 59 pages. Okay, I've read 59 pages. But also, I feel like with a series, if you leave it for too long, then you'll just like never get to it. So I think this is a blessing. Am I slightly annoyed about it? Yes, but I really loved Red Rising, and this book is genuinely great. I just wasn't in the headspace for it. So Golden Sun by Pierce Brown is our last book. The first book is unbelievable. It's about this guy called Darrow, and in this society, they live on Mars, and in this society there are colors which represent like the classes of society, and he's a red, which is at the bottom of society, and then at the top is golden, is gold, and they rule everything. It gives like Hunger Games, how in the capital they have all of those rich people, like that's what the golds are kind of like. The first book is very Hunger Games energy, where there's a competition and Darrow competes in it, and it's so good. Like, please read it. Golden Sun is the second book, and I'm excited to get to this, even though I don't sound excited. I think I'll love this. So this is my July TBR. We have When the Moon Hatched, Wildfire, Prison Healer, Us Against You, Piranesi, Under the Whispering Door, Pheasant's Nest, and Golden Sun. I have so many genres. Like, this is the most diverse TBR ever. And that's the thing about me and my book taste. On my May wrap up, somebody commented, they were like, you have such a diverse book taste. And the thing about me is I will try everything. I'm the same with music. I will literally read anything. And I know I shit on a lot of books like Wildfire and stuff. I shit on YA books as well. But the reality is I can find something that I like in every single genre. I'm excited, and I feel like this TBR really reflects that. diversity. This is so fun. I can't wait to do this every single month. If you guys have never come to my channel before, I am now a book girly, but I make book videos and lifestyle videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week with a new video. Bye!